Hello, Cindy here. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today, talking about, are you with an emotionally available, unavailable man? You might be thinking, what in the world does that mean, Cindy? You bring up so many topics that, this one is, gosh, this is the most confusing one of all. And I'm going to share why. So an emotionally available, unavailable man might show up for you in the sense that he's amazing and he's actually a really good guy, and I think most men are great men. So I want to express that to you. So he might be a really amazing guy. Maybe he holds space for you. You can share things with him that possibly you haven't been able to share with other men in the past. So he has this ability to hold that space and create that with you, which is awesome. That is a gift of his. And yet he could be unavailable. So I'm going to explain that in a minute. Who's experienced something where, you've been involved with a man, maybe you were in a committed relationship with them for a time, that you literally felt that way. You felt seen, you felt like he understood you, you felt like he was curious about you, he held space for you to be fully self-expressed. If you have experienced that before, and maybe you're not in that relationship, or you might be in that relationship now, these are some things to look out for too. So this is an awesome thing, right? So it's very, very easy to get seduced by that. And with every individual, where there's an upside, there's also a downside or a shadow side. So the available, unavailable man might be really amazing. He's probably a good communicator, and in touch with his feminine as well as his masculine, can really show up for you, yet he, for some reason, may not be able to hold space for a truly committed relationship. So he might not be able to spend that much time with you. Maybe he has other things to focus on in his life that don't make you a priority, right? So it doesn't mean he's a bad guy. It just means this is where he's at. And an available, unavailable guy might not know that he's unavailable. So sometimes the available, unavailable guy will get into a relationship at the expense of other things in his life that need attention. Maybe his career needs more attention, and that's where he needs to focus. Because remember, men are typically single focused when they're on a mission. They're single focused on that piece. So the next thing about the available, unavailable man, a quality that is often seen is, they may have some sort of a disconnect. There might be, they might not have as high of integrity, or they're not always honest, or they have trust issues, which means they're not always honest, right? Or they have kind of a non-committal, almost floaty quality. I remember I was involved with a man that I'm literally describing him. He was amazing. He was just this connective, available. I felt seen, heard, and all of the yummy stuff. Yet there was this floaty quality that he had. And while he was great, there was an unavailable sense about him. Well, he was actually not truly available at the time based on other circumstances in his life that, he knew, right? So the available guy may know that he's not available, or he may not. So what's important to know is, gosh, I love feeling this way. And really looking at the bigger picture and getting curious, like, how does this feel? This feels amazing. Although, is he able to hold space for me? Am I able to support him? Is, is he sacrificing other things to be with me? Is he able to do it all at this point, right? So you can usually tell if you start asking yourself those questions. Or this is the more confusing part of the available and unavailable guy is, excuse me, you guys, he can actually be so amazing when you're with him, yet you feel this sense of, not knowing where you stand when you're apart. And that can be just the confusing piece of this. So it's about asking yourself questions. Is he fully available? Does he have the capacity to hold space for the kind of relationship I want? That means that you get to really discover within yourself, what type of relationship works for me? What do I need? What makes me happy? And, a lot of times what can happen is we can project, if it's not working, oh, he's emotionally unavailable. He's a jerk. He showed up this way, but yet, you are the common denominator there. So is it that, and why are you choosing to see things from your perspective? Because relationships are all about what we perceive, what we see, or what we choose to see. So you may not be listening. He might say, gosh, I really like you a lot, and I feel this great connection towards you, yet I'm just not in a space where I'm ready to have a committed relationship due to other life circumstances, due to X. This is just where I'm at. And, as women, you get to really look at, if this is a pattern for you, if you're showing up, if you're attracting these kinds of, and it can be a more intense relationship, and then it, departs from that. If you're attracting that, then there's typically a part of you that doesn't fully want to commit or fully be seen or embrace relationship, because relationship can be good, bad, and ugly. And it's about really diving into, what have I been triggered about? What works for me? What kind of person am I? Now, am I somebody that I feel that I need a lot of affirmation? And, we talk about the 5 love languages, the words of affirmation. Yet, while I feel like that's great because that's actually one of my love languages, there's another piece to looking at, how can I get affirmation through me instead of seeking it from an outer source? Because not that you don't want a person to be that, be a source for that. However, what can happen, especially when you get involved in these kind of I want to call it fairy tale type situations where, you can't argue. He's a good guy. There's a lot of great qualities about him. However, this available, unavailable person may not be able to show up for your vision in life. And there's plenty of available people out there. It's about challenging yourself and opening yourself up to seeing people in a different way. And, I'll hear women oftentimes saying, I don't want to go out on a second date with this guy because I don't feel chemistry with him, or I'm just not feeling it. And, I oftentimes ask the question, does he seem like a nice person? Was he somewhat interesting? Did you have some values that were somewhat compatible? Get to know him. Give him another chance, because chances are he was a little bit nervous, or, you might go out with him and you think, oh, I'm just not attracted to him at all. So then you shut down from actually the great gift that this person could be in front of you. And if you start to look through things from the lens of, this is what, instead of this is what I think I should be with, which will block you inevitably, or, I intimidate men, or, that story that we create that can make us right about a person. And that's where there's a slippery slope with the available, unavailable guy, because we can easily get hooked into all these amazing things and think, gosh, he's my soulmate. However, he might not be in the place that you want to be in when it comes to partnership. And, you can hold out hope for someone for a long time and let life pass you by, and the things that you really dream of pass you by. So a lot of times if you're, you haven't been dating, or you haven't been having the success that you want in dating, or you get involved and then you feel confused a lot. And so I highly recommend getting some support from, a great coach, therapist, somebody that really understands the dynamic between men and women. And, today it's not just, he's masculine, she's feminine, I really want a alpha male. It's, there's so many different variables today because of the way society is and the way that we show up. So being cognizant, and this starts with presence, you guys. It really starts with, I am present, and, how does this guy show up in other areas of his life? Is he inconsistent? Is he flaky at times? That can really tell you this could be an available guy, because there's not a full safety factor there. So I hope this helps you. And please, if you know a woman that could absolutely hear this message, then please go ahead and share it with her. That would be amazing. I want to spread the love. Also, if you're on YouTube, then we post videos almost every single day. So please just hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Please, questions, comments, definitely be answering those below. And if you want to get notified of our videos, just go ahead and press the little bell so you can get notified. Anyways, thank you guys for being here today. It was awesome. I hope this helped. And, any of your questions, comments, if you've experienced this in the past, or maybe you just had an aha moment around this, I hope it helped. Sending you lots of love. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye, everyone.